Hey everybody, how you doing? Doing a full-length video here, which I'll probably chop up into shorts, but let's see how it goes. I don't have a good camera setup, so it's got to be the up and down phone way, so hopefully it's not too annoying to have it this way. But I wanted to do another sports box here, since I'm getting into sports. I do mainly TCGs on Whatnot and do all kinds of stuff like that, but lately I've been pulling out a lot of my old sports, a lot of my 90s, 80s, junk wax era, Jordan era stuff, Shaq rookies, things like that. They're all coming back alive. So I've been figuring, what the heck, let's get into doing some sports. So I've been buying up some old sports and pulling out a lot of my old sports. And this is one of the ones that I'd like to open up because it looked really cool. And so I picked one up and let's rip it and see how it goes. All right, I'm going to put it down so it's a little bit different view here. First thing I notice about this is how heavy it is. It is super heavy. It's almost like I feel like maybe they scanned me, put a brick in there, and sent me the brick or two because it's really that heavy. It's like ridiculously heavy. So I don't know if that's the difference between the old school cards and new school cards, or the way they did it, or what, but it's crazy the difference. I should have weighed it. I actually have another one. I think maybe I'll weigh it, and then I'll weigh a box of something that's newer. What I've been doing is a lot of sports personally, but only Bo Jackson, the new Bo Jackson game is the one I've been doing. Ooh, what's this? I think this is actually something, but is that looks like David Robinson? It is David Robinson. Huh. I don't know if this is a hit. You win. I bet you won't get it now, but we'll take a look and see what it means. I am not familiar 100% with this, but it actually looks really good. It's in good shape. I wonder if they grade the winning cards. That would be pretty funny. So we'll see what this one does. All right, I'm going to pull this out, put this here so we can put the cards in there as we go along. I'm going to top load things that I think are hot, and let's have a little fun. From what I understand, this is like the OG mystery pack or pre-packed or repacks or whatever, and they pulled out a bunch of cards. I don't know if they remade them or reprinted them. I think they just collected them, but who knows? I really haven't researched it that much. God, I swear that it's so heavy. I can't believe that there are actual cards in here. Honestly, I really had a thought that someone put something in there to make it really heavy. Because it was really heavy. All right, there we go. Hopefully it's going to be fun. We're going to move these behind this so it makes it nice and easy. And let's get started. No gum. I don't know how to open these. The gloves really are not good for opening these. I'll tell you that right now. So what I'm going to try and do is take this and slide it under and pull it up. Yeah, these are crazy difficult, especially with gloves. So I hate to not wear gloves because I'm so used to them now because of the way they mark up cards, but everything is so slippery now that I always use the gloves. Danny Manning. I see that one. Let's see how it looks on the back with that gets stuck. Hopefully a Jordan doesn't get stuck on the back, because you definitely can see some marks on there, but they look pretty good, and there is some stickage. So I really hate to do it. Maybe that's why they're so heavy, because they're all stuck together. That's a real bummer that they have to be stuck together like that. But I guess that's pretty normal with a lot of these old ones, especially ones that had the gloss on them. So let's see if we could get them apart without hurting them. And hopefully we don't have a Jordan stuck together. John Sally. So these are original cards? No, they're all just reprints. Okay. So it looks like they're reprints of but that's all right. That's cool. A lot of them have value. It looks like stuck together doesn't really do any damage. I see a lot of print lines and things like that. on these. Man, they look really nice. I just wish they weren't stuck together. But maybe I'll try flexing them while they're still in the pack instead of now. It doesn't seem to do damage. I don't really see... this one, it looks like it may have damaged it there. But that's a real bummer that these things... Because these things aren't cheap. I forgot what I paid for these, but it wasn't cheap. So it's kind of, I have to get my eyeglass or microscope glass or whatever the hell you call them. Del Curry, nice. That's Steph and Seth Curry's dad. One of my favorite three-point artists back in the day. Official club, stadium club membership. How'd you like to get in there and get one of the, an Hakeem, pre-Hakeem reprint. That's pretty cool. These are actually really, really nice. And if I could look at this under a... I have a microscope. He was a three-point master, so you know where his sons got it from. That's for sure. He was awesome. All right, I'm going to take a look at one of these just to see if there is any. I don't really see any damage from them sticking together. So maybe we just got to be super careful. Not bad. We'll take a closer look, but I'm liking these so far. So let me see if I can just... Yeah, they're all really stuck together, though, so I don't know if it's just this box. Hopefully that doesn't hurt them. We know humidity will do that over time from what I understand, especially on these old ones, especially if they have the finish that these guys do, which is... They haven't perfected it like nowadays. Although even the foil, the chromes and things will stick together in the wrong conditions, so... When something is 30 years old, who knows how it was stored. Scotty Skiles, the assist master. There's a lot of packs in there, too. But see, that one is pretty damaged up from this, though. So that last card, whatever's in the last slot, is going to get damaged up. We'll have to see if the microfiber will get rid of some of that damage, but it looks pretty dramatic. And it looks like they're all going to be stuck together regardless. Hopefully, there'll be no damage. Oh, there we go. Please don't stick together. Our first hit, I think. This whole reason I bought these were for these cards. Michael Jordan is my all-time favorite. I pulled out all my Jordan cards. So I wonder if that is from sticking together or if that's supposed to be part of... That might be the stick together problem. See, that's the damn problem with this. We'll have to see if I can look at another one. See, because it looks like it's all speckled, but it's hard to tell if that's damage from the sticking together or whether it's just part of the card. But that is a nice one. This is going to be a long video. Hojo. Horace Grant. I was a big Bulls fan, of course. See, they're all like that. So maybe, well, I don't know. They're not, oh, they are stuck over there. So that's what it is. It's going to be the damage. That's going to be from the damage. So most likely every card in here won't get a 10, even though they look so freaking perfect. If it wasn't for sticking together, some of them might pull a 10. I mean, they are beautifully done. The centering is off, but the corners are sharper than sharp. But with that stick-together damage, unless it wipes off, these are dead in the water. But it's still down a awesome trip down memory lane. I wonder if these were winning cards, if you actually got to win them. Yeah, it did. It allows you to 3 Topps Archives master photos. I'm going to send them in, see what we get out of them. Look at that. See, oh, man, these are just stuck together. What a bummer. An Elijah Wan. All right, see, this one didn't get damaged. Let's see if Elijah Wan. And it's not damaged. It doesn't look like it. It looks like there's something there. But, well, we'll see when all is said and done how much damage. Look at this. David Robinson. That's the master photo. What is this, a God pack? Three freaking draft picks? So I don't know. We'll put them in top loaders. I have no idea on any of the values of these, but the corners are so unbelievably nice. It's really a shame that they stuck together. Like, I pull cards all day out of old sealed stuff, and they're always dinged and chipped on the edges and corners, especially when they're covered. That one's dinged right there. But we'll take a closer look at everything. But right now, we're just having fun enjoying this trip down memory lane, like I said. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. See, even just doing this, I know has the potential to damage, but this is a real bummer. I might not even open my other box because it's probably going to be just like this. Might be better just to keep it sealed for a very long time. We'll see. We'll see how much the damage sticks with a little microfiber. These are going to be screwed, I think. I think that's probably a bit of glue that sticks on there, but I think that even when you flex them, that causes them damage. But man, the corners are so nice on these. Oh, see, that one came out, and of course, all the ones that will have no value will come off perfectly. Then you'll have the Jordans and the Shaqs and the classics. Here's a Pippen. Is this an 87? Yeah. I recognize the wood. That's got to be a pretty good one. Harvey Grant, that's Horace Grant's brother. Derek Coleman, another one, number 1 draft pick. We've got a lot of these draft picks. I'm not going to put any more of these in the Terry Cummins. What a cool player he was. I guess they had autographs on those old cards. I wouldn't assume that this is not an actual autograph, as it probably would say if it did. Sarunas Marcellonis. Classic. Trent Tucker, another art. So it must be the way the cards are. I remember a lot of these, but I probably collected more basketball in 88, 89. See that one? There's the damage. Kemp, this is a cool one. They all got the damage. Well, it still might be able to get an 8 or a 9 out of them. If the centering, if everything else looks good. But that damage is a real killer. It's unfortunate. The only hope that we have is if we could wipe it off and it's actually transfer from the other one. If it pulled it from it, that's a done deal. There's no helping that. But if it's transfer from the other one, we might be able to pull that off. But these are fun cards, regardless. I very much enjoy these. There's no way to really tell that these things are stuck together anyway. So you just take a shot. I think I saw someone, and they had a similar problem, but it didn't seem to be as bad as this one. Oak Tree, baby. He was Jordan's early defender, man. He was his bodyguard out there on the court before they traded him for Bill Cartwright. But Bill Cartwright got them what they needed in order to push for those first 3 rings. Reggie Miller. Is this his rookie? Nope. Oh, yeah, it is. Very nice. And there's no damage on this one, so that one. Oh, the centering is, yeah, it's a little little smaller than there, so we'll put it off to the side. 88 NBA draft. Was that Danny Manning? I can't remember. Yep, it was. Yeah, he's on there. I didn't even see that. See, some of them you don't have the damage, even though we've pulled them apart, but we'll have to look closely at them. But these are very, very, outside of the sticking together, they're pretty high quality overall. And I can't believe how good they look for being so old. That sticking stuff, man, it just is a disappointment. I wonder if there's any way to prevent that from happening. Is this 2 cards? Yeah. Oh, man. It kills me inside every time I have to do that. Lottie, right before his trade in 96 to... This is 89-90. Yeah, because he was on the team when they played the Bulls in their first... When they played the Lakers, I think. He was their center. But they traded him for Kobe. I think that was another good trade. Glenn Doc Rivers, Proviso East graduate. Future champion as a coach. I think the Celtics, right? Yeah, Celtics is who he took. Dikembe, R.I.P., my friend. Great player. Michael Cage. Tall, classic guy. And another Horace Grant. You got the back one. This is going to end up being a far longer video than I anticipated. Number one, I can't flip through things like normal because of the damage done to it, which is kind of a bummer. But I'll probably cut this off at 30 minutes. We don't want to go much longer than that, or maybe I'll cut it into 2, part 1 and part 2. That might work. Well, this one doesn't have a lot of sticking overall. Well, maybe we'll be... Oh, there it is. Well, we hit one Jordan, so probably not going to hit another one. Checklist. Stockton, Brad Daugherty. Part of that Cleveland team that Jordan terrorized in his early years. Alton Lister, Mitch Richmond, Run TMC. God, look at this damage. Oh, well. Ron Harper. I just found out his son is playing. One of the good... I forgot his name. I think it starts with a D. Oh. A lot of cards, though. You get a lot of cards. Duckworth, another RIP. These athletes that were so great, unfortunately, passed away far too early. That's one thing since I started buying a lot of older sealed stuff, he really is, initially, because I'm not as familiar with the older sealed stuff that isn't from my collection, I didn't even take into consideration the fact that they would be stuck together like this, because who knows how everybody else has stored it. All you need is a couple rounds of cold, warm, high humidity, whatever. And boom, it's going to be like that. So I'll have to really take that into consideration a little bit more when I'm buying this stuff. But overall, besides it being stuck together, man, I'm shocked at how nice these cards are. I would have loved to have bought a couple of these back in the day. Nice James Worthy. I like these draft pick cards. They're pretty cool. He's a teammate of Jordan's on Jordan's North Carolina team. John Bagley, Willie Anderson, great Spur. Reggie Lewis, another great player. Ken Norman. I think he went to, what college did he go to? Illinois, yeah. I thought he went to Illinois or, what the hell's the other one? DePaul, I thought maybe. But I knew he was from an Illinois college. Rodney McRae, classic. We used to play a Commodore 64 or an Amiga basketball game that was great. And for some reason, this guy, I always had him, and he always did awesome. Rex Chapman, Jeff Malone, he was on Utah, but we always thought that he was brothers with with Karl Malone, but he was not. And then the X-Man. He always used to not hesitate to go head-to-head with Jordan. Pretty awesome looking at this. It's unfortunate about the damage and the fact that the cards are probably not going to be able to grade. I wanted some to be graded, but it's really a lot of fun just doing this video and seeing all these old cards. I'm surprised I remember that much stuff about old sports because I don't follow sports too much anymore. I haven't in years. You know, I occasionally will watch the Bulls and the Bears, like I said earlier. But I do remember a lot about the sports back then. So, I mean, I knew I was really into it, but by the amount of information that I remember, I must have really been into it. But I used to play fantasy football, all kinds of stuff like that. So when you're playing fantasy football, I'm telling you, you really... Oh, look at Luke. Pre-Bulls championship, Luke Longley. The Aussie, the affable Aussie. Mark Aguirre, another. He's the one that went to DePaul. I'm pretty sure. David Robinson. The Admiral, baby. This looks like his rookie card. That one would be gradable. It looks like there's no damage on this one, though. See, some of them don't have the damage, which... this one's got some weird lines on it. Was it the back? It looks like it's one of the back ones. Glenn Rice, another three-point artist. Ricky Pierce, great from those early Piston championship teams, I believe. Tim Hardaway, one of my favorite players. His son was also awesome. KJ. Sorry, KJ, the Bulls beat you every time they met you. Ronnie Cycli. Chris Jackson. Another Terry Cummings with the damage. Some it looks like some cards take more damage than others, but I'll be curious to see how a good microfiber wipe handles that damage on there. I doubt it will really do anything, but you never know. Like I said, if it pulled from the card, there's probably nothing that's going to happen, but may be able to wipe it off of a card. Find out. Derek Harper. Oh, wow. Another great player you don't hear much about. He really was a great player. A lot of these guys were really, really awesome. And you really just don't remember them anymore. But these guys laid the groundwork for what the guys in the NBA are reaping the benefits from. Jordan was great. Jordan changed the game. He's responsible for a ton of changes. The popularity, I think he's the GOAT of all time. But all these guys from that era and the competition, the rivalries that they put together really made it what it was. LJ, another great player. I don't think he played long, though, but he was a great player. Him and Zoe on the Hornets. Wayman Tisdale, another Akeem. Another one. Oh, there's a ding there, but no damage. Of course, there's No, there's it's that same spot. I think that's going to be on every card. No more Jordans though. So far, there's still a lot of cards. At least we hit one right off the bat. That was cool. Chris Morris, Kenny Smith. Most people remember him now from the NBA TNT team. He was a great player, too. I didn't know he was on the Kings, though. I always remember him from the Rockets. Drazen Petrovic, another NBA player gone too soon. I believe he died in a car accident. He was on his way to freaking superstardom, too. And there's Derek. Man, great memories. I think maybe I remember so much about these players because I played so much, online games and computer games, basketball games. So you really had to know your players. Besides fantasy football or basketball and baseball, playing them on, having to put together your team to play against another player on whether it was a console or a PC or something back then, you really had to know the player. And you really got to know the player, too. So maybe that's why I know a lot about these guys. But I mean, when you live in Illinois and you have Michael Jordan, you're going to pay attention to basketball. It was one of the greatest gifts I ever had, is to be able to live in the Chicago area, in the suburbs during that Jordan era. Man, so lucky. Oh, there's a cool looking card coming up here. Oh, that's a Cedric Benson, I'm thinking. Ceballos. Ceballos was a really good player, too. I think he won a couple slam dunk contests. We haven't seen a Robert Horry. That guy, I think he has more rings than Jordan. Another James Worthy. Too bad we didn't get a couple Michael Jordan rookies, right? All right, we're approaching almost 30 minutes here. People only have so much attention span. I don't even like to go that long. I've been doing mostly shorts. The plan was to take this and bust it up into a bunch of shorts. That's why I did it long ways like this. I don't really have a good setup for doing a full-length horizontal video. But I guess if I'm busting it up into shorts, it doesn't matter. I bought some new software to do it. We'll see. I don't even know how to use it. So I probably should make this able to be uploaded as is. So maybe, I don't know. I forgot how many cards were in the box. So I stop halfway and then do another video. Look at Kurt Rambis. He was a cool player back then, too. He became coach of the Lakers. Another Mark Aguirre. We got a couple Mark Aguirre. Oh, another David Robinson. Looks like a little damage there from the thing, but we'll take it. We'll see. Kevin Dunward, another guy that died early. I think I already mentioned that one, but there's so many that died young. Real shame. I don't know if I think Reggie Lewis is still alive, but I don't know. For some reason, I always mix him up with Len Bias. I think he passed away as well, but I'll have to double check that. I think a lot of these players had issues that nowadays doctors will easily detect. Little heart anomalies, things like that. And they just didn't have that type of technology back then, so they were elite athletes back then, but they didn't know to watch certain things, and now they pretty much make sure everybody is tested, hooked up to machines, their hearts, everything like that. So much better medical technology nowadays. Who's this? Patrick Ewing. I thought that was a Jordan for a second, but it was a year later. This is the GOAT. Another Olajuwon, but no more Jordans. We're getting a lot of doubles here, but none of the man. I really did this to get the Jordans out of them, but actually I'm having a blast just looking at all the different people from this classic era. It says 81 to 91, but I swear there's some other ones from beyond 91. Well, I guess most of these did play beyond 91, but they started before, pre-91. Yeah, no, he was on the Hoops card, the first Hoops card ever. I know he was in that set, so he was in 88 or 89. I like the way they did the autographs on these. This was really at the damage. All right, let's do one more, and then I'll split it up. I'll do another video with the other half. Maybe I'll stretch these things so we can move a little faster with the next one. Let's try for one more Jordan here. Let's see here. Hopefully you enjoyed this first half of the video as much as I did. I had really disappointed with the fact that they're all sticking together, but I enjoyed looking at these and remembering all the cool stuff about these people. And I did not expect that. All right, Jerome Kersey, part of that Portland team with Clyde the Glide that competed against the Bulls in one of the finals. Nick Anderson, also an Illinois product, I believe. Yep. Him, Kendall Gill. Kendall Gill, the man who promised that he wouldn't go to the NBA. He promised the Illini and all the fans, and then he promptly went to the NBA. There's a lot of people aggravated with that. Sarunas, he was a beast. Another Ralph Sampson and another Olajuwon draft pick. Boy, this is like an Olajuwon box. Hopefully some of them don't have the damage. That would be a nice one. And then the Spud Webb, and then the final card. Another David Robinson. Very strange picture of him, though. It looks like a baseball rookie card. I believe they drafted him, and then he didn't actually play until 2 years later because he had to finish his commitment to the Navy, but I can't remember the exact particulars. All right, I'm going to split this up and do another stream or another video with the other half of the packs, and hopefully you enjoyed this. I really did. I can't wait to see the rest of them. So hopefully you'll check out the other one when it's ready as well. Thanks a lot, everybody.